Welcome to Rauta's reaction videos with coffee. This time it's about one of the series I recently watched during this very fall, already before December that is. Now let's take a look at this trailer and then give me a little bit of a review after that. This is Peacemaker Season 2 out of HBO Max. 2 minutes 35 seconds, let's give it a go.
You've all been waiting a long time for this one. Here's a new trailer of Peacemaker Season 2. Enjoy.
The first season was really good, mind you.
Hey guys, I got beer. On.
Duh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just hand it to him.
I'll just hand it to him then.
I've changed a lot since I last saw you. I don't want to be a joke anymore. I want to be a real hero.
You wear a clown costume and go out and beat up people.
Chris, take something bad and make something good out of it.
I need to find the Peacemaker. He killed my
You already saw it, made by James Gunn, who got bigger with the previous Marvel and DC productions.
What is it?
I have a dimensional portal, and it leads to a parallel world.
What?
Yeah.
That's where this goes south.
My son's a better man you could ever dream of being. I've tried to make up for my mistakes, but I'm not sure redemption is possible.
He's in love with you.
Me and Chris, it's never gonna be a thing.
I'm going to make a life in the other world.
There's another dimension. It's exactly the same as ours, but better.
Best dimension ever.
Dude, that's sick.
We need to close that dimensional rift.
The Condos, I'm partnering you up with our new agent, Rip Jagger.
Who's Rip Jagger?
Hey, fatty. No matter how green the grass is over there, you belong here with us.
We're gonna get Chris back.
You met your own self from a parallel dimension? You're wearing his clothes?
You think I bought this? That's evil.
My mom, we're going to my secret room. You're not allowed to follow.
You must be John.
Jesus.
You're not that dorky.
Shut up, Mom.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That was it. Well, I really liked the first season of Peacemaker because that was more like after Watchmen, especially the first superpower. I wouldn't necessarily call superhero, but superpower thing that went more anarchistic, or let's say against the grain. And this was before me seeing The Boys, obviously, and I liked it so much because never been exactly a DC fan, but I've always been a Marvel fanboy. I mean, since I was something like 6 years old, I started reading Spider-Man and all that stuff. Eventually, from the early 80s onwards to our 2000s and stuff, when I ended up, actually subscribing to the comics book, collecting them and all. But I still wanted to see the movies. I mean, I grew up with the stuff, obviously, when I was older and not reading comics anymore. I still wanted to see the movies of my heroes, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men and all that stuff. So Marvel fanboy really lives still inside of me, even though I've been disappointed in so many superhero movies and all that stuff. Now, when things started happening in the world of, say, going against the grain once again, with Deadpool especially, but then becoming a serious thing, obviously Watchmen out of DC and outside Marvel was a thing for me, like, wow, you can actually do superhero stuff in movie and series in a way that it's not your typical goodies versus baddies, heroes versus villains kind of a setup. Now, when Peacemaker Season 1 came to be, it was very anarchistic, very violent, very much adult-oriented, meaning lots of violence, cursing, nudity even, and all that stuff. Well, not maybe nudity and just that much, but still. So it was kind of proving the point. You can do very much adult-targeted oriented superhero or superpower thing and do it in a very, very nice ways. I truly enjoyed the season 1. And when I started watching The Boys, wow, my mind was blown up. Wow, this is the best shit ever. It is still in my top 3 of all, series of all times. I really, really fucking love that stuff. Now, obviously, while Peacemaker isn't that good as The Boys, it's still very good. Or at least was until season came to be. Now, season 2 is, in a way, a little bit of mixed bag of goodies. In a way, it still goes the same path as the season 1, which I like because, once again, very much anarchistic, swinging the middle fingers along the way, kicking ass of baddies, and the heroes are not exactly always the heroes, but they are protagonistics in a way. Anti-hero, you might call them. But where it goes out is this, this dimensional narrative, the plot line. And that's what I never liked too much. First of all, it always fails at some degree. Even Deadpool 3, while the movie was fun and entertaining, well, those dimensional things, they just leave so many loopholes and problems during the narrative that it kind of gets stupid. No matter what happens, no matter who dies and who lives and all that stuff, you can always kind of reset, get back to ground zero and say, hey, it was alternate dimension or reality. Nothing of that really happened in our world. And that's when all the things lose their meaning. I mean, who gives a shit if you blow up the whole planet? Or kill individual loved characters and all when you can just say, yeah, but it's alternate reality. So it really bothers me. It annoys me. It's obnoxious at worst. Like Doctor Strange's second movie. I felt so stupid. No matter what kind of beasts or monsters or villains or whatever you fight, you can always say, hey, this didn't happen. So I mean, it happened, but not in our world once again. It's a lame cop-out in a way. Now, while Peacemaker does it quite a bit better than most of dimensional storylines, it still leaves a little bit of feeling, does it really matter? What happened to these characters? I mean, most of the shit happened in the other world, so it doesn't feel tragic at all in a way. And while it takes a lot of laughs and kicks out of it, I mean, there's plenty of good shit happening related to that, it still feels like a little bit lame. You could have had a lot better story in that sense. Now, I think John Cena does a very good job at being Peacemaker. He knows how to laugh at himself. He knows he's not the best actor out in the business, but his wrestling background really kind of nails it. He does, good stuff in terms of being this dramatic costume hero, and at the same time, he's very fitting for action sequences and all that stuff. He has the body, and, everything really fits in that sense. I actually like the whole group because there you have this kind of a cynical, nerdy guy. You have this badass fighting woman. You have these male characters which are very, very different in so many ways. This happens on the both sides of the story, heroes and villains. In many ways, Peacemaker 2 is very entertaining, but I gotta say, I was at points a little bit bored. It's almost like James Gunn tried to overdo himself. Like, let's add more stuff and let's make more stupid jokes that, let's make it more with adding these dimensional stories. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes less is actually better. I'm not gonna say less is more, but sometimes less is better. So while Peacemaker 2 is quite entertaining, it's nowhere near the first season, at least for me. And while I feel I still want to see more of Peacemaker, now I feel like my adjustments are done. I am more recalibrated what to expect from the series in coming years. At least I hope we're talking about years in plural rather than one more season. Who knows? But it's entertaining. If you want something different, something out of ordinary when it comes to superhero, supervillain stories, like with The Boys, like with Watchmen in sense, I think Peacemaker is a good way to go. When you really hate that, super goody guys in Marvel world or DC for that matter, you want something different and you want to have more, say, adult-oriented once again, because sometimes these superhero stories seem so much like made for the kids, which I get. I was a kid when I was reading them, so I get it. But nowadays, my expectations are a little bit higher than whatever Disney is offering. So what I'm saying here, if you want an alternative, a decent one for the kid stories, but you still want to enjoy a little bit of superhero world and going a little bit into fantasy in that sense, well, Peacemaker is a good starting point, but nothing like The Boys. So if you want that, well, go for The Boys. But this is my take on it. Have you seen this season 2? What did you think about it? Or do you just hate superheroes and supervillains and all that stuff? Let me know in the comment section, and see you with another reaction video 1 week after this. Bye.